Everyone experiences life challenges. Do we suck it up and just endure them, or do we try to escape our adversity? This spoonful of courage comes from Kathy Carlton Willis, God's Grin gal. She has experienced all kinds of physical challenges, from rheumatological diseases, thyroid cancer, and even multiple surgeries. But in this segment, she's sharing about her failed surgeries and some things she's learned in her struggles. Hang on and hear Kathy's spoonfuls as we learn how to embrace our health challenges. I'm Dr. Chuck, the best guy to see on the worst day of your life.
Over 20 surgeries.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's crazy. Crazy amount of medications and all of that. And like you said, it kind of set me up for failure, because then the weight started gaining more and more weight. I gained over 100 pounds during this medical journey. And I went from being really fit to being not fit at all. And what I realized when I had a shoulder surgery that went wrong, and they told me it was a failed surgery, failed PT, I couldn't move my arm and it was in a lot of pain. And I realized I needed to take care of myself, not in the way of fixing your own problems, but God was in that journey with me.
Right. It's interesting that sometimes, Kathy, it seems like when we get to that position of helplessness, that's when really we can begin to have not a self-help, but more of a God help.
That's exactly it.
And really, that's your book, the Grin Gal's Guide to Well-Being. It's really about how we invite God into our struggles.
Right.
So tell us, Kathy, for someone who's going through whatever circumstance they're facing, what would be your spoonful of courage to tell them to begin to take the first step, that aha moment that you want them to have when they read this book?
Yeah, I think it's just really important to seek out that balance of body, soul, and spirit, and don't rely on just one. I mean, if you were sitting on a 3-legged stool and one of those legs disappeared, you would wobble. You would wobble. You need all 3 of those legs to be steady so you can sit and be firm. And that's what it is with our lives. We need body, soul, and spirit. And the body, we can do as much as we can to help it, but if we're not starting with that inner person, the soul is what makes us who we are. It's our personality, it's our will, it's our heart, it's all of those things inside of us. And then if we have the spirit part, which is how we talk with God and how we worship Him and how we let Him identify who we are. Because if we get our identity in Christ and not in how bad our body is doing, we're going to do okay with that struggle. And for the ones listening that maybe it's not a physical struggle, maybe it's a different kind of struggle, the thing that you need to grasp is that you can have joy. And that's why they call me the Grin Gal, because you need to have joy to get you through whatever that stinky day is. And you can do that when you really focus in on who God says you are and who He is in your life. And it does get better than this. My worst days, I can tell myself, I know it's going to get better than this. And that's what gets me through that bad day. That's
what makes you keep grinning. Kathy, keep grinning. We need it. And so here we are with Kathy Willis, the Grin Gal's Guide to Well-Being. I would encourage you to check this book out. You can find it at kathycarltonwillis.com. You can find it on Amazon and all the other typical venues. And she also has another guide to go with this, the Grin Gal's Planner for Well-Being. And we're going to unpack what this is here.